Now, 6 times in recent weeks, Barnet had the chance to claim the points that would secure their Football League status. 6 times, they passed up the opportunity. So that meant on Saturday, Chris Slegg went to an apprehensive Underhill.
For Barnet, it was a season of early promise, top of the table in September.
They were good enough to beat anybody in front of them in the first couple of months of the season. I don't know what's gone wrong.
A season which saw Barnet sack a manager for the first time in 16 years. Ian Hendon out with just 2 games to go.
I really wanted to support him. I really wanted him to succeed. I know some people are criticising me for not acting sooner, but, you know, it's not really the Barnet way.
It was a season that looked set to end in disaster. 6 straight defeats heading into the final day.
When we have a bad run, we have a really bad run. And I don't know why. Relegation would mean that we'd lose our funding for our youth, we'd lose our funding for our community projects. This is a very serious situation and we have to win that match.
How do you think you're going to be feeling come 3 o'clock on Saturday?
I'm going to be in a bit of a mess, but hey, what will be will be.
So it's all come down to the last game of the season, one of the biggest games at Underhill in years. The only way Barnet can be sure of staying in the Football League is to beat Rochdale.
A nervy afternoon in store for everyone connected with the club.
Yeah, only time in the season when I'm allowed to be biased, this one, Chris. Yeah, it's desperately close now. Barnet have just got to try and win this game and stay in the league. It's a massive day, and I tell you what, I'm more nervous than I was doing the World Cup final.
This was Barnet's World Cup final, and they pushed for the win that would bring them the glory of survival. Then came the news everyone wanted: Grimsby losing at Burton. A goal continued to elude the Bees, but by half-time, safety seemed assured.
Number 2, Grimsby Town 0.
When Grimsby went 3 down, any lingering nerves evaporated, and Barnet began their survival celebrations in style.
Barnet are staying in the Football League.
Yeah, we're all chuffed to bits. We've worked hard there today, and you know they're going up. They're a good team, and I think we played them off the park. So credit to the lads today. I think we were excellent. You know.
What was the chairman saying to you all on the pitch before the game? I saw him come on there and have a word with everyone.
We thought we were going to get extra bonus from him, but obviously we didn't. But you know, just stay up. That's what he said to us. Stay up.
Would the players like to see Paul Fairclough remain in charge for next season?
Well, he's done well for us. You know, he was quality for the last few days, and we'll see what happens.
Paul's come in, you know, and done fantastically well. He spoke about a calmness amongst the group, you know, and that's what we showed today. We couldn't get too tense, we couldn't get too uptight because we had a job to do, you know, when we stayed relaxed and done it today.
Paul got us up, Paul has kept us up. He's a big part of Barnet, he's a big part of our history, and he'll be a big part of our future.
Are you tempted to stay on, to still be manager next season?
Look, you know, Tony and I, you know, we're very close. Now that we've secured the win, we've secured our league status, on Monday, you know, we'll start sifting through. I've got a stack on my desk of applicants for the manager's job, and I know the chairman's secretary's got another stack. So we'll all sit down and we'll discuss the right moves for this football club.
I think best moment for me was listening to the staff singing "We've Still Got a Job." I was so pleased for them.
And the Barnet fans, they're pleased to still have a club in the Football League.
Said to Motti last week, whatever happens, Motti, don't you lead the pitch invasion. But I could fairly sure I could see him skipping along on the turf at one point. That's a big result.
I mean, we've been following the story, haven't we, every week? And, you know, in the end, it's a 4-point swing, and it looked like it was easy, but it's been very, very nervous times. And I feel for the chairman, you know, obviously sacking him just before, you know, Paul coming in, who's, you know, got a massive history at the club, and ensuring that they stayed up. And, you know, when you've got it, what I said, the problem I thought they had was playing Rochdale, the third best team in the league. Have Rochdale already started their holidays? We got the answer. We've had a poor finish to the season, but... You know, you have to do what you have to do and win the game. Regardless of what happened at Grimsby, that's what they took care of.
I think Rochdale started their party about 5 weeks ago, I think.
I think so, yeah.
But, John, you could see in Tony's eyes there, it looked like there were tears, and especially when he spoke about the keeping the jobs of the people who work at the club. Are you aware of that yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's so many people involved at a football club, and I think funding, if you're a Football League club, is much different than if you're not. And I think that the hard work Tony's put in himself over the years and set up a new academy and getting all these young players in, that would have hurt him a lot to lose that.
And that's a disgrace, isn't it? That if you drop out of the Football League, you stop getting funding for your academies.
Well,
I mean, young people don't stop playing football when they play.
You become a part-time club, and then the funding comes from being a professional club. And you know, you could say, where does that funding stop? You know, all the part-time clubs want it, the conference. Then there has to be a cut-off point. So that game was just bigger in terms of everybody at the club, jobs, the future of the club, the academy. It's absolutely huge, and it's fair play to Barnet for setting up that academy, trying to bring their players through as opposed to buying.
We've spoken to the club today. Paul Fairclough, they say, is a contender for the manager's job, but there are others on the list. I think it might be more important for Barnet to keep Paul in charge of the academy.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Paul's situation at the club, you know, he's done very well there. He's taken over the academy, had a go at managing the league, and it never quite worked for him. He maybe felt that he could do other things for the club, which is happening. But Barnet are a good club, you know. They've got good, loyal support. The chairman is fantastic. And if they get the right person in there, I can see the club growing. I mean, as soon as our game ended Saturday, I wanted to know Barnet's result, because Tony is a really, really top guy and so passionate, as you saw, about his football club.
And just to confirm for you, this is where they finished in the table. It was Cheltenham that finished just above the drop zone in the end, Barnet finishing 21st.